DOZHATOLDYA.COM.
These local labels on the side, pussy niggas ain't got no alibi, young. It's amazing when you walk out the room, how these niggas clown. Wanna sign you to this label, wanna sign you to that label. Fuck it. I'm with Street Entertainment, that's my label. You don't like it, you don't like fucking ass with a sick dick. That's what we do round here. We make hits. Street Entertainment, bitches.
You was representing like a motherfucker, like.
Hell yeah. Street entertainment was my life.
And representing that hard,
yeah.
Like I can see why a motherfucker be like, damn, what the fuck is going on?
They thought something was going on.
What is going on? Super bad. You like a superhero to the streets of Duval.
I had to come and save these hoes. You hear me, baby?
It's your boy Dame Doja, man. Doja Told You Radio, the roll up. We on episode 55. But this is the episode that we've been waiting on. This is the episode that everybody's been waiting on. The return of the best kept secret. The one they love to hate. The one that stirs up a lot of shit, but will settle that shit. But most folks know not to try because, you know, she got gangsters, you know what I'm saying? She got gangsters, you know what I'm saying, from all over the city. Man, I love her like her sister. We did some legendary work in the music industry, you know what I'm saying, as far as Duval County is concerned, and they still trying to play catch up, man. I got with me today on the roll up. Oh man, this is just gonna be so fun. I got the Ms PrettyEyes, aka Ms Superbad, aka Nicki. You got a lot of AKAs.
Whole lot of them.
Oh man, you know what I'm saying? And let me cut down the music for just 1 second, man. Ms Superbad. Let me bring you in the right way. First and foremost, I'm waiting.
We on the roll up, man. Turn up. That's me.
Ms PrettyEyes, once again, give her another round of applause. Superbad. Okay. All right. They hoes don't like me.
Hey, they don't like me. Bitches wanna fight me. Hey.
We ain't here to cause no trouble, but then again, yes we is, man. Cause this is the Roll Up podcast, and I'm glad to have you here, my sister. Whatever, like there's a lot that we
to be here.
There's a lot that we need to talk about. When I say sister, I mean that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I love you. I love, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever I think about like just not being around or just something even happened to you, I think about your kids. Like I love your kids. You know, you introduced me to your mom a time or two. I love your cousins. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we've been through a lot, you know, in music and outside of music. You've always been like ultra loyal. But at the same time, even when we was rocky, it's still like a when I say ultra loyal, it's deep. Right. You know what I'm saying? About me. You know what I'm saying? Right. And you know, I just appreciate rocking with me and giving me like basically I appreciate the partnership that we had when me being a new like manager, executive producer figure, or whatever, and kind of being assigned to your project, so to speak. Kind of that's how I take it. It was kind of like an assignment,
Right.
and next thing you know, it was like Doja, you coming everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
I just took
some
you.
people some ain't say that you stole me,
and I stole him. Okay, I admit it. I did.
But I want to take it back before we don't say, I just want to give you my love first and foremost to start this thing off. But let's take it back. The best kept secret. Now, the best kept secret to me, well, I'm not going to tell everybody this secret, right? But the best kept secret really is Ms PrettyEyes, as they call her, Nicki. But we ain't going to say the government, but that's the real best kept secret. Let's talk about having the name Nicki and then jumping in the rap and then it being the Nicki Minaj being the biggest thing in rap. Like, let's take them to the beginning.
To the beginning of Pretty Eyes.
Nicki.
Okay. The beginning of Nicki. The beginning of Nicki started in my childhood, my early years. My parents, my grandparents, my aunts, my cousins, everybody knew me as Nicki. I was always sassy, always had a mouth. I was always like, wanted to be in front of the camera, wanted to be seen. Always just wanted to be in the limelight. And so I just always wanted people to like who I am, what I was about, and what I was doing. So early on, I just said to myself, like, I started writing poetry. I was a fan of poetry, and I used to write poetry because my grandmother was a poet. And I used to write poems, and I used to entertain people with my poems. And then one day I just took one of my poems and I started rapping it. I know that sounds crazy, but I just started rapping one of my poems, and it sounded better to me rapping it than just saying it. And so that's kind of how I started to get into music, because I rapped one of my poems, I liked it, and then next thing you know, I started writing music after that.
How old were you at? Like, basically, that was early on.
Yeah, like 13. I wrote my first rap when I was 13. Yeah.
And when did you have the confidence to spit in front of a group of people, though? Where was that group of people? Who was the first group of people that you had the confidence to actually rap in front of?
That would be EOD, Elements of Death. I met them around the age of 15, and I used to be in their studio. It was like an upstairs house studio, and we used to be in there rapping and freestyling and just into it. You know what I mean? And they were my first audience because they were the first set of people who actually believed in Nicki. A little fun fact too about EOD. They actually used to call me Brown Eyes. It was Brown Eyes before it was ever Pretty Eyes. That's what a lot of people don't know. And so they started calling me Brown Eyes. I did my first rap in the studio with EOD. I dropped it. They put it out. We started passing out CDs, and next thing you know, I'm a rapper now, associated with EOD. So,
and then Brown Eyes evolved to Pretty Eyes
quickly.
That's when around the Best Kept Secret first kind of came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because back then, shout outs to Sam, my boy Sam. Sam was doing a lot of work for me around that time. He was my photographer. He was like my go-to guy, my mentor. And he was like the starting point of the Pretty Eyes saga. You know, he just believed in me overall. He actually took my photos for the very first mixtape that I ever put out, which was the Best Kept Secret. He took those photos.
Okay, I remember that, and that poster.
You remember those photos?
That poster, you kind of had that poster out.
I did. The little 2-piece little net, little outfit with the boots. I had my little wavy hair in. You couldn't tell me shit.
Okay, so what did the Hustler, because the Pretty Eyes that I got introduced to was seeing you in a Charger with about 3 or 4, I'm gonna just call them bad, you know what I'm saying, fine, nice, hustling chicks, and you just sitting on the car with your stacks of CDs, and they basically out there going car to car, selling CDs, and basically coming right back to the car. Then everybody like, well, where's she at? And you just at the car, and they coming over.
Right.
And I used to sell a lot of CDs.
Yeah.
But I knew when I knew like when I've seen them flocking to y'all, I was like, oh my God, what is this? For one, it was like the biggest competition I've probably ever had on the block, other than my own street entertainment family. Shout out to street entertainment fellas. But you had, this was probably before, I don't know if y'all were Too Pretty Entertainment then, but boy, y'all was...
Actually, no, it wasn't Too Pretty Entertainment.
Y'all was hustlers.
Then. However, I wanted to create something that I never done. I wanted a group of young black girls who believed in me, because all of them believed in me. All of them loved my music. They played it. They repped it. I wanted them to be successful as I was, because I used to pay them. It's not like they were doing it for free. You know, everybody that sold mixtapes for me, they got paid. But it wasn't just that. It's that I wanted to put a street team together for Pretty Eyes. Pretty Eyes needed that at that time. These girls used to, they literally could sell 1,000 CDs in 4 or 5 hours at $5. So you do the math. Like they were.
And you bossed up quick. That money coming in make you boss up real quick.
Yeah. And
definitely. I was just basically I was impressed. We talked about it. It went from, I guess, you know what I'm saying, basically being mad that you kind of just blowing up the block to, hey man, we got to work with her. But that was when the Best Kept Secret was out, and y'all was selling that. That was before Superbad.
Right.
And you was, were you working with Loyalty Entertainment then?
No, Loyalty Entertainment came later on after the Best Kept Secret. Loyalty Entertainment came probably right after Superbad 1. You remember the first Superbad with Street Entertainment? And then it was Loyalty Entertainment.
So let's talk about,
Free Saw Money, by the way.
First and foremost.
Because foremost. Free Saw Money till it's backwards. Okay? Period.
First and foremost, free Soft Money. And respect to Soft Money. One of the pioneers in this street music shit. Really was like a lot of guys out of Duval that was right there about to pop, you know what I'm saying? And then all, something may have happened, but he's one of those guys. Mm-hmm. An automatic legend and the leader of Loyalty Entertainment. But speak on your Loyalty Entertainment ties before we, go into the Superbad.
Okay. Loyalty Entertainment.
Brain,
first
shout
of
out
all,
to Brain.
rest in peace, Mo. Because Mo was a big part of Loyalty Entertainment. Him and Saul was like this. They was like brothers. He loved him to death. It hurt him when he found out Mo passed. So R.I.P. Mo. He was so sweet. He loved Bella too. Oh my God, he was so obsessed with Bella. R.I.P. Mo. Loyalty Entertainment is like family to me. All of them, from Saul to Brain to Booger, to everybody who was affiliated.
Booger, there's another one.
Yeah, shout out to Booger. Hey Booger. I call him Booger. Hey Booger. But yeah, it's just like a family. Like when they say they ride for you, they really ride for you. You know what I'm saying? They like my brothers for real. Like they go to bat for me, I go to bat for them. I remember when Saul, right before the situation happened or whatever, he was like, "Pretty E, they come get me. I'm taking you with me," and I was like, I'm going. So it was just like a family over there. I remember when I first met Saul, we met on some street business shit, and then we ended up linking on the music, and then he ended up liking the way I rap, so then he threw me on his mixtape, and then it was just up from there.
Yeah, grab me.
Grab you.
They want money. You know what I'm saying? Saw money had. Now he'll be going crazy.
Definitely.
I don't wear tight jeans. I don't do the jerk.
Hey,
he was definitely going crazy about all these tight jeans out there. But it was a time during that time where it was like, it was competitive, but we was all basically trying to get that deal, or trying to basically get out of the city the right way and put on for the city the right way. Right. We kind of, street entertainment, we kind of was in Tallahassee a lot, but we kind of like basically once we came here home, I believe Quan basically went around with Loyalty to a few times. I really just knew of a lot of guys, but I didn't really realize that it was like, I don't know, it was like you kind of already had your own entity, but you kind of, I would just be real, you kind of chose us, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And they had a lot going on, but there was a loyalty thing that you stayed loyal, not that you was disloyal, but you kind of came a little closer to street entertainment because of the Superbad tape was just done so well. But how did you? Let's get into. We're still on the music now, and it's a lot. It's another part of Nicki that we got to talk about too.
Okay. That's
in the clubs, but we still on the music. So let's talk about working with Young Quan. How did the Superbad 1 tape? Like, how did we get there?
So, Superbad 1. Ooh, interesting. Quan was another person in my life at the time who really believed in me. He had heard some songs that I did because I used to do some things with Hustle House, Mob Boss and Frank and them, and he was always affiliated with them, so he ended up hearing some music that I did, and we kind of linked up on a song. And so the first time we ever linked, we had a crazy chemistry, like, with music. It's just like us together on a song, it's just, we had crazy chemistry. So one song turned into 2 songs, 2 songs turned into 3 songs, 3 songs. We got so many songs together, like. But yeah, Quan was just somebody who believed in me. So I went to him. I was like, look, I want to put a mixtape together. I want Street Entertainment to host it, and he was like, let's do it.
And at the time, we was kind of running the mixtape game or whatever, and Duval, from Duval to Tallahassee, we was out there in these streets with these mixtapes or whatever, like. So picking Quan to executive produce any project, for me, I think that's a good move. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Quan on that tip as far as marketing genius. He definitely is that guy, and then he created a insane genius DJ kind of moniker to kind of put on, like, the kind of put mixtapes out. We did one with Mob Boss and Blood Raw. We did one with Nephew, and Superbad was one of the other ones. But one thing about you, Pretty Eyes, is you always, like, you want high quality shit. Like, can you put out high quality shit? You demand, like you from the streets, And I done been to Pearl with you or whatever, you know what I'm saying, too. But
shout out to Pearl World, y'all know what it is.
yeah,
My
like,
hood.
but you demand
Rep, what it do?
high quality everything. And from the mixtape covers, like now I can kind of look back and we laugh like at the mix. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of look back and like and laugh a little bit, but
I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
But it was a hard cover though, you know what I'm saying? It was a hard cover though.
It actually was.
It was a hard cover, like, because nobody was putting out no covers like this, man.
Man, shout out to Relly.
Man.
Relly did his thing on that cover. Like, real talk, with the big hand. You see the hand. Don't play with her. Got the soldiers in the back.
Yeah, you got Iron Man with Superman, even though they ain't supposed to go together. But shit, it don't matter. We got Lil Jaquan.
And look at Jaquan.
Jaquan, you know what I'm saying?
He was a baby then.
He making beats now, man.
I know.
But yeah, man, that was that. The whole project basically was well put together. Well, like, I was listening to it today, and I really was impressed from the presentation and the raps, and I really kind of was just hearing like you going back and forth with a lot with Quan, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what sold me. Like, this was it.
Yeah.
And so garnered a lot of attention in the city. Opened up for some of the biggest stars that come to Duval.
Facts.
Like, and was running shit in and out the clubs.
Facts.
But you had another lifestyle going on. And at the time, it was something that was kind of so dark and so like something that they like basically wanted to make you feel so shameful about.
I know.
And you had to be like Princess Diana and Wonder Woman. You had to be like
and Olivia Pope.
You had to be like 3 different people. I mean, you know, because I know we just jumped right into the music and we're finna talk about the clubs, but you are a beautiful woman and you're a great mother.
Thank you.
To a high school graduate and a pretty the two prettiest girls.
My babies. They're my babies.
Like, so don't get it twisted. Like, and I've always seen you handle that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that you don't have good co-parents, but you handle that shit by yourself or whatever. Like,
absolutely.
Like, and like I said, you do demand the finer things.
Yes, and shout out to the moms that's out there handling their business with or without the pappy. Okay?
Yeah.
We salute y'all. Okay?
So, but I still don't want to basically skip the fact that you were put on a metaphoric cross, and you practically died for the rest of these women's sins. You know what I'm saying? You know, metaphorically, when it comes to being a dancer and a rapper and a mom, and having to like basically juggle that.
Yeah.
Tough thing to do, and to do it on a respectable level, and to do it while outdoing everybody else. So that comes with a lot of hate.
Definitely does.
So I mean, I know I've just set it up like that. That was a lot, but just can you speak on that pressure or whatever early in the game when you basically are dancing and rapping and being a mother?
You know, it was tough. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like it was easy breezy, because it wasn't. I had to try to find balance in between the two, because what I didn't want is for my daughter to feel like I wasn't, spending time with her. And then I didn't want to, slack on my career, because, you just got to be consistent out here. So it was tough. Honestly, juggling music and being a mom and dancing was probably the hardest thing I ever did in my life. Cause I wasn't home at night with my kids. I was in the club. It was all about a dollar bill with me. All about the money. But honestly, I made time for what I want to make time for. I had to take off some days and do mom stuff, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I'm at the club. And then between both of those, I try to get a little studio time in, so it was just like.
And she hitting the streets and hustling and,
hustling.
and doing
I was
her
throwing
own
parties, putting bitches on, helping bitches pay their bills.
Getting on the road, basically, both for music and basically the hustle.
Absolutely.
Like going, there was shopping, there was fun things too. Mm-hmm. Like you just like Super Bad was a great symbol for you because you a superhero in these streets when it comes to that shit. Like I feel like all mothers for one are superheroes. You know what I'm saying? Straight like want to give a shout out to all the mothers that are out there.
Shout out to the moms.
Yeah, get that round of applause. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can hear that. All right, so yeah, but you really was doing it all, and I had front row seat. Period. But I seen a lot of the hate, and I think this is just kind of. I feel like it kind of molded a monster. The hate made you into kind of a monster. If you, because you very competitive.
Yeah. So
between being hated on in the strip club, mm-hmm. or dealing with real life issues and as Nicki, and then being Ms PrettyEyes and I'm saying in the male dominated industry, being one of the first females in your city putting on to the level that you putting on as a boss and doing a lot of it on your own. Like, I did a lot, but she does damn near like everything. You pretty much was running a label, and it was successful. You made money. Was one of the first people in the city making money off of your shit.
I sold hundreds of thousands of mixtapes, by the way. Shout outs to that boy Darren, R.I.P. to Darren, who pressed up all my mixtapes. Do I need to say that again? I sold hundreds of thousands of mixtapes. Okay?
No capery.
Don't play with me.
Rest in peace to Darren actually on they used
Darren.
To print the mixtapes or whatever.
Yes.
And yeah, man. And she used to sell them. Mm-hmm. 5, 10. It was no issue getting the money or whatever when you had a great product, you look like this, and hell.
Then you got 5 or 6 pretty bitches with you. Everybody look good. Everybody cute. Ain't nobody finna tell us no. They gonna give us $5 plus some. We used to make stupid tips. My street team, they used to get $100 in tips for selling CDs. Rich homie Quan bought my CD right on South Beach, Miami. Don't play. And let us keep the change. $100 bid. $5 CD.
Oh man, but yeah, man, there's a lot to get into, like, and there's a lot of people you touched, a lot of things you did. I don't want to, skip out on any of it because there was the good and there was the bad. Very, very little ugly, but definitely you don't shy away from you know what I'm saying, from it if it comes to your way. But you managed to do it all with a very pristine look, a very high quality like just drive, and everything about whatever you do is done the right way. And I just wanted to for one just give you props on that shit.
Thank you.
In case anybody else was too scared to do it. This is what the roll up is all about first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Duval music history, and giving you props on
appreciate that though,
being a boss,
because in
the music industry,
the fucking story.
Mm-hmm. And don't drink too much because we got plenty on the way. I want to take a quick break. I want to play a little music, keep the vibe going. We're gonna talk about got a few people I want to mention. You know, see, you know, people that you've worked with. You know, and a few accomplishments and, you know, pitfalls that you may have faced. So I'm about to roll up. She already got one rolled up, man. It's super bad. Ms PrettyEyes is in the building.
Hey.
You know, a long time coming, but we here.
We here, baby.
We got to get into bigger rankings, and you know what I'm saying, cause so we had super bad, and now we got to do it again. Super bad, reloaded. You know what I'm saying?
Reloaded.
Coming up in part 2, man. Don't go nowhere. You know, stay tuned with us or whatever. You having a good time? You all right?
I love it.
Let's get into it, like, cause a lot, you got to stun on these bitches, like you usually do. So I'm gonna play, you know what I'm saying, the intro to Super Bad Reloaded, whatever. And shout out to M Jeezy, man. Shout out to M Jeezy. Shout out to Bigger Rankings. We'll be right back. Shout out to 250 Plus.
Yo, this your girl, Ms PrettyEyes. The best kept secret, Miss Super Bad, Duval's first lady. Too Pretty Entertainment and Team Bigger Rankings presents Super Bad Reloaded. You heard me on the last one, this that new shit. You heard me on the last one, this that new shit. You heard me on the last one,
PrettyEyes, I don't think they're ready for this shit. I don't think they can handle this shit. Get to them. Yeah, man, it's all about cool running.
Yeah. They say this an introduction, but I don't need one. Super Bad Reloaded. I'm back. Told y'all I was coming. You heard me on the last one, this that new shit. Whole 36, what the fuck did you expect? Hoes wanna rap now, man, they off the chain. Pretty on the grind, still make them go insane. Yeah, she give them brains. Did you see that bitch crib? I should be on MTV Cribs the way that I live. I got a big house, but now I want a boat. Floating on my haters, cause this shit they say a joke. I got a stupid booty boy, say that I'm a cutie. Black card on deck if you ever try to screw me. You don't try to screw me, then you ain't gotta worry. I might be nice and let you stay till the morning. Real street bitch, I ain't never been phony. All these rag dog rapping bitches wanna clone me. They don't even know me, I'm on another level.
Pussy so good, pussy so good, pussy so good, it can even tell the weather.
Yeah, I'm back. Part 2, Ms Pretty. I'm bad. I'm bad. I keep telling y'all, man. Super Bad Reloaded. Classic. Mixtape shit, this my mixtape, bitch. G just said it first, now I'm back with a hit. Whole 36, yeah, the bitch talk numbers. Standing in my skinny jeans, make a nigga wonder. Bad little bitch, gon' give me my props. I do it for the block, niggas slanging them rocks. Cocaine fiends wanna book me for a show. Pay me in blow, fuck I look like hoe.
DOZHATOLDYA.COM.